Welcome back. We are here with our 1580s recap, and we are going to start with 1580, of course, the very first year. As for birthdays, we have Hugh Venian becoming a toddler, Richard Hobard III becoming a toddler as well, and Juan Verduzco becoming a toddler. For teenagers, we have our very own Genevieve Larkin and Gwendolyn Larkin, the twins, becoming teens and looking gorgeous. As for deaths, we have Olivia Cruikshank passing away after a very long life. In the year, we have Nicholas trying to become a better parent, and that includes him asking Queen Audrey if he can get Celestria a deal and mercy over her actions. She is also pregnant, which we found out she's pregnant with Humphrey's baby, and so they do indeed make a deal in order to set a trap for Avina and let Celestria get off on those charges and get exiled instead. We have the twins' birthdays, and then we did start the Reaper Rewards events that year. In 1581, we have Humphrey Dubois II, that's Celestria's baby, becoming a toddler. We have Gilbert Whitehead becoming a child, along with Clarice Brigg and also Zechariah Venian from Witira and Arun's family. Celestria became a young adult and became a Dubois in marrying Humphrey, even though she wasn't supposed to get married. Dennis Hobard also became a young adult, and then Avina Light did pass, which we'll talk about in just a second. So first, we had the coming out ball for the twins. We had Gwen getting a crush on her bestie Magdalena, but being nervous about confessing. We have Nicholas reconnecting with Arun, meeting some suitors for Genevieve, trying to find a husband, and then, of course, springing the trap on Avina, which does work, and she is caught, and she is executed for her treachery against her sister. In 1582, for birthdays, we have our very own Constance Larkin becoming a child, along with several other children, including Mary Whitehead, who is one of our only vampires in the save. Then Tobias Stroud and his twin sister, Arabella Stroud, who are not vampires despite their last name. And then also Bertram Waldrick, who is the younger brother of Camille and our past wife. As for adult birthdays, we have Miles Hobard, and then as for deaths, unfortunately, Audrey Light did pass away despite surviving her sister's attempts, and then Humphrey Dubois also passed away despite just having a baby. For a new family, we have Aeneas Andreadis, we have Charlotte Schwartz, and we have Adele, who now becomes Adele Hobard into the game. For the year, we have Gwen failing to confess her crush to Magdalena. We have Nicholas getting distracted. We have dates for Genevieve trying to find a husband. We have Gwen causing quite the scandal and then getting scolded by her father over being scandalous. We then celebrated Christmas and then had Gwen trying to make Magdalena jealous by bragging about her escapades, which did not work. In 1583, we have some babies being born. We have Miles Hobard II, who was born, and then we also have Beatrice Hobard. Lots of Hobard babies are going to start being born. We have Mencia Verduzco becoming a child, and Yasmina Larkin becoming a teenager. There she is, our MVP lately. Then we have Eustace Hobard becoming a young adult, and then unfortunately, as we know, in the fire, we lost Nicholas Larkin, Genevieve Larkin, and Gwendolyn Larkin in an unexpected tragedy that the game forced upon us. So that year, we did have a date for Genevieve trying to still find a husband. We have Gwen continuing to cause scandals. We have Yasmina's birthday, which unfortunately ended in tragedy when a fire broke out, and unfortunately, we lost 3 Sims to the fire because the firefighters weren't doing anything, and then the fire spread, and then they just got too close to it, and then they caught on fire, and it was awful, and I hated it. So anyway, 1584, we have Miles Hobard II now becoming a toddler, along with Beatrice Hobard. Get to see some commonality here. Hugh Venian became a child. That is our child with Witira, though we don't know it. Juan Verduzco became a child as well. And then Lavina Cruikshank became a teenager. And so did Luke's betrothed Marie Venian also become a teenager. We have the kids planning to make ambrosia, planning to bring their family members back to life. We have their grandfather trying to take control of the household, but failing thanks to Arun. We have Yasmina checking out the magic realm and finding out some more information about resurrection. And then we are also having Yasmina befriend the queen. In 1585, we have Peter Hobard be born and become an infant, along with Joan Hobard. And then for children, we have Richard Hobart III becoming a child. We have our very own Luke Larkin becoming a teenager, and his current fiance, Sophronia Domino, becoming a teenager as well. Little spoiler. Joanna Waldrick also becoming a young adult, marrying into the Waldrick family. We added a new family in. This is William de Mohun. He is a duke. This is his deceased wife, Agnes, and his new wife, Edith. And then he has two sons, William III, and then also Angelo, who he does not believe is his son, but probably is. We have everyone adjusting to a new normal, having the Venian family also in our house with us. We have a betrothal to William, kind of facilitated by the Queen for Yasmina. We also have Yasmina making a new friend in Lavina, really getting close there. We have Luke's birthday, and then Luke's coming out ball. Of course, he just danced with his betrothed the whole time. So for 1586, we have Lena Waldrick be born, become an infant. We have Peter Hobart becoming a toddler, and of course, just like last year, they have the same birthday, Joan Hobart becoming a toddler as well. Humphrey Dubois the second becoming a child. Look at those eyes. I love it when they have the purple eyes. And then Marcella Verduzco becoming a teenager, and then Jose Verduzco becoming a young adult, and Magdalena Verduzco also becoming a young adult, all the Verduzco siblings. We also did a cleanup of our game because we had too many Sims, so here are some of the Sims that I have culled in that, which includes Angus Waldrick, Amai Sprigg, Bert Domino, Dechana Waldrick, Javier Verduzco. I got a little ahead of myself there, but yeah, these are just Sims that we got rid of because we just had too many Sims and we weren't using them anymore. So also Lidumila Stroud, Madison Brigg, Mercedes Verduzco. And then last two, we have Randolph Manuel and then also Wyman Whitehead. So those are all the Sims that we cleaned up, got rid of. As for the year, we have romantic troubles between Luke and Marie forming. We have Marie complaining to her father about it. We have the kids continuing to work on their Ambrosia adventure. And then we have a connection between Yasmina and Angelo, despite him not being her betrothed, but they totally fall in love and don't know what to do about it. And then we also have the friendship between Yasmina and Lavina. In 1587, only two birthdays, not that many here. We have Camille Waldrick II being born, and then unfortunately Lena Waldrick passing away very young. We have a true love in Angelo and Yasmina. And then we have Marie breaking up with Luke despite his crush on her. Then we have the confession to the de Mohun family about the affair, which does not go well. Relationship troubles between Wateria and Arun start to form. And then we have Marie and Luke breaking their betrothal news to the parents. In 1588, we have Herbert Waldrick be born and become an infant. We have Camille Waldrick II becoming a toddler. We have Miles Hobart II becoming a child. Gilbert Whitehead becoming a teenager, and his birthmates, of course, Clarice Brigg and Zechariah Venian also becoming teenagers. This year, we're focused on how much we miss our family. We're trying to bring them back very soon. We have Marie eavesdropping over Yasmina's relationship troubles. We have Yasmina trying to get the Queen to drop the engagement, but she will not. And of course, Marie berating Yasmina for throwing away a duke. We have a new betrothal between Constance and Zechariah. We also have Wateria planning to leave Arun for Richard, and then a new BFF, Luke, has met Sophronia and become quick friends. In 1589, we have Wyman Hobart becoming an infant. We have Bertha Waldrick also becoming an infant. We have Beatrice Hobart becoming a child. Our very own Constance Larkin finally becoming a teenager. It feels like she's been young for so long. And then we also have all the birthmates, Mary Whitehead, Tobias Stroud, and his twin Arabella Stroud also becoming teenagers. And then lastly, Bertram Waldrick becoming a teenager as well. And then one death, we had Herbert Waldrick pass away, unfortunately. We have Watira leaving the household, taking her children with her, remarrying. We have the plan to do the ambrosia going forward, and that is what we're doing. We're reviving our family, and it works, and we get all three of them back just in time for Constance's birthday, which she is super happy about. Then, of course, the kids can start getting advice from their dad about relationships and stuff. So Yasmina makes a deal with William to find him a new wife, which he introduces him to Lavina, her bestie, and then Luke getting quickly engaged to his love, Sophronia. Then we're going to take a look at the family trees. So the first tree we have here is the Light family tree. This family, when we left off, just had the twins Audrey and Avina, who were still alive at the time. And when we came back to them this year, unfortunately, there was no one left living in this family. The Light family has died out. Audrey and Avina both passed away. And honestly, like if we had not killed Avina in the execution, maybe she would have survived her birthday role and become queen anyway. I mean, how wild would that have been? But unfortunately, it did not work out that way, and we did lose the Light royal family. Then in the Whitehead family, we had Anchor still alive with his two young children. The Juliana had not survived giving birth to her kids, and he just had the two youngins. When we come back to them, it's the same situation. It's just that the children have gotten older. They're now both teenagers, so, they've grown up. But other than that, the family tree has not changed for them. When we left off the Domino Crookshank family, we had Alice, who had passed away after having Lavina, who we just saw. Actually, oh wait, I was going to be like, that picture's wrong. Yes, of course it's wrong. This is the old family tree. But yes, Bennett and Alice were raising Joanna and Lavina together at the time. And now we can see how far they've come. This is like our first tree that's really changed a lot. So we have Joanna having gotten married and already had 4 children. Sophronia is older too. And we're just moving right along, growing this family. I think they are still having kids, so it'll continue to grow. The Hobart tree, huge, gonna be even bigger. When we left off last time, we had Richard, who was a widower, his first son, also a widower, who had 1 child, and then his 3 other sons who had not yet married and were, not yet starting their families. Nowadays, things are very different. We have Richard still alive. His first son, also Richard, has remarried, but still only has the 1 child. His second 2 sons have both gotten married. His third son I don't think is going to marry, but the other 2 have gotten married and have had a lot of children and are continuing to have children. So there's still many Hobart babies to be born. So we will continue to see this tree grow. Unfortunately, a lot of the children have not survived, but we still do have some. And last but not least, we have our family tree. So in our family tree, back at the beginning of the decade, we had Nicholas, and he was with Arun and Watira. They have their affair baby there, even though it's not really an affair baby. But anyway, the twins were alive. Yasmina, Luke, Constance, all very young. And then when we get to now, it actually looks really similar, despite 3 of them dying and then coming back to life, which we do not see reflected here, but everyone's just gotten a little older. So how funny is that? It actually is very, very similar. But by the next decade, we'll definitely have some marriages in there. So that is where we're going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed this decade. I had a lot of fun with it. I think there were a lot of twists and turns and a lot of exciting moments. So in the next one, we're going to continue to do that. It's the last decade coming up of the 1500s, which means in 30 years, we are going to be heading to America, which is so exciting. But in the meantime, we're still here for another 30, so I hope you guys are excited, and I'll catch you in the next one.